Hello, folks, and welcome to Feyard, a fun and exciting indie TTRPG set in an alternate 19th century Earth where all the creatures from folklore and fairy tale are real, have always been real, and live alongside humanity. Our game is set in the year 1872. We are in France, in a France that is recovering from a recent war it lost after allying with Prussia to attack the Fey nation of Arcadia. It was a long and brutal battle, with the humans showing actual increases in military strength that we had never witnessed before, and for the first time ever, being able to inflict significant casualties on the Fey armies with modern human artillery and rifling technology. But ultimately, the Fey were still too powerful and ultimately overcame the French and Prussian armies in devastating attacks. Our party is currently on the train our party is currently in Paris, with Mina having jumped on a train to Switzerland with her brother. But rather than tell you all that, I'm going to ask one of our players to give us a recap.
I suppose it should be me because I was actually here. Okay, so basically, after the last session, we were the battle in the hospital. We ended up leaving the hotel, and Aminata found us this slightly more, shall we say, discreet establishment in a slightly. It was basically a shithole dive in a bad area where they won't ask questions. So we slept there. It opened with Sylvia basically waking up having no memory after anything after the fireball. So she was panicking because she basically woke up with no idea where she was, in a bed with Mina and her brother. And everybody was really badly injured. So that woke Mina up. Then Mina kind of filled her in. Mina also was relieved that somebody else was missing time, but for very different reasons, because Mina had triggered a magical trap which caused memory loss. Sylvia then healed Alois and Mina. The plan from there was for all of us to then jump on a train to Paris. Gwyn was going to cast Arcane Mask on Alois, so because he was wearing Quinn's clothes, but we had no shoes for him, so to make him look like he had shoes and less fucked, basically. Sylvia fell asleep on Mina's shoulder in the train. They realized that she was still really badly injured and not really recovered at all from the battle. They got to Paris, went to Aminata's family home. Mina, Gwyn, and Aminata went out and got clothes for Alois and spoke with Madame Gauthier about it, with view to her coming over and have taken a look at Alois to see how he was. While they were gone, Sylvia and Alois had a bit of a chat just about, being, Sylvia was trying to kind of just tell Alois that she could relate to what had happened. And he asked her how the war ended. So Sylvia ended up telling him about the dragons, because but trying to kind of hold back as much detail as she could, because she didn't want to make him upset him and maybe make him go catatonic again. After that, Madame Gauthier took a look at him, and she was really impressed by all the work. I know Yassine is going to study the journal, because we did steal that as well. And yeah, I think, was that how we ended it?
I believe so. That the party had basically Mina had gone on the train, overnight train to Zurich, and the rest of the party was looking at getting the morning train to Dijon the next day, because to travel from Paris to Cherville, I literally just looked it up. It's 625 kilometers. It's a fair distance. So that's why it takes 3 days basically to get there.
Actually, Neil, didn't we want to stay in Paris until Friday to pick up our stuff?
Apologies, you did want to stay in Paris until Fridays to pick up your arcane, your bracelets of armor.
Cool.
Definitely
So,
want them.
anywho, so obviously, I think what we'll be doing is just a couple of time jumps. Okay, if
Okay.
that's okay with everybody. Except for one thing that I know, Susie, you did say you wanted to do, but
Yeah, if I yeah,
we will say that. So you traveled to Paris, okay, and Mina has traveled
we were
to.
already in Paris.
Yeah, so I said you traveled to Paris. Mina's
Yeah,
already gone to Zurich. You are still pretty wrecked, okay?
this is the Wednesday.
And this is the Wednesday still. So you're
Mhm.
wrecked. You still have not fully recovered. I don't know if anybody's fully recovered all of their grit. I don't believe
No.
so because you were so terribly injured. And
Mhm.
this game, unlike other games, you don't get back all of your grit after a long night's rest. It's grit equal to double your level plus your fortitude, hardiness talent, resolve, and willpower talent. So you'll get back a chunk of health, but not all of your
Mhm.
grit. Man is fully restored after a long rest. Normally, unless you are a war veteran suffering severe PTSD who had a serious triggering episode, making them briefly go catatonic and short-term memory loss. So.
Yay!
So we will say if you want that you have a long night's rest on the Wednesday night, okay? The next morning you wake up, you Sylvia have a much better night's sleep, and you gain back the normal amount of grit you would get from a long night's rest, which I think pretty much brings you up to full now because you've gained a
No.
little bit. Does it not? Okay, well, put you back up a bit more. What
Mhm.
what was your what was your grit points before you went to sleep on Wednesday? Sylvia.
I was on 48.
Okay, so after a long night's rest on Wednesday night, you regain 5, 6.
I'm on 67. I know.
You regain 20 grit.
Sure, it's
Four,
not 19. Okay.
no, it's 14 plus 6.
All right. I thought it was
Okay.
14 plus 5.
No, you have resolve of 4 and willpower, and you have the hardiness talent.
Oh, I thought I'd increased my dex. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, but remember we talked about there was an error in the character
Oh,
sheet.
yes. I
So
actually had a
that's
mistake in my
yeah,
character sheet the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
time. Yes.
There was a mistake in your character sheet, so that's why we bumped yours off. So so that is an extra 20 grit. So you're on 60 something now, yeah?
I'm on 68 out of 85.
So you're on about 75%, okay?
Yeah, no, like I'm fine. I'm
Well,
okay. Like,
I mean, as the game designer, this is one of the things that I really like about our game. If you get completely messed up, you will heal, but it takes a while because it shouldn't be. You should not be fully healed of all injuries after a single night's rest. Okay.
the party had a lot of fire dropped on them, so like this is reflection
I
of
mean,
the you know.
but nonetheless, but your mana is fully restored.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
And did you have any mana left before you went to bed on Wednesday night, or were you tapped out?
No, I was
Okay.
tapped out.
Okay, right, cool. So the next morning you get up, you have breakfast, and you planning what to do. The discussions of like, oh, we can get our train tickets today for tomorrow's morning train to Dijon. The train.
Well, we want to pick up our bracelets anyway.
Yeah, well, the total cost, you can get a train to Cherville, but it will be like you stop along the way. And a train from Paris to actually, sorry, not from Paris to Cherville. A train from Paris to Lyon would be. Excuse me, one moment. Where's Lyon gone on my map? Oh, there it is. One moment, please, because I just realized I have to look up the distance from from Lyon to Paris, because the train does not go from Lyon to Cherville. So it's 440 kilometers from Paris just to Lyon, which is the nearest major city that has a train going to it, nearest to Cherville. So that would be basically 44 silver, or 4 gold and 4 silver. Okay?
Yep. Grand.
And then a coach to get from Lyon to Cherville.
Is it not the to Dijon?
Or no, because when you
Okay,
get to Lyon, you then have to get the coach from Lyon to Cherville because like there is no train.
cool.
And if you were to order a coach, um, it's 188 kilometers, and a coach is 5 copper for or 15 kilometers. So 188 divided by 18, that's 12, 20. We'll say about 23 silver, okay,
Right.
or 2 gold, okay. So anyway, so is there anything else that you wanted to do on the Thursday? You're just basically sitting around chilling. We can
So,
say we can say that Justine and Amanda go to sort out the train tickets.
so Sylvia wants to, because she learned a new spell. I would like to try and see if this new spells that I have learned will free Piotr.
Yeah, and Gwen will actually also present you with the 2 little animal figurines as well.
I won't be able to freeze them as
well.
well. I'm going to pour all of my magic in. I don't know how much it will take. I don't even know if I'm strong enough. So I'm just going to use all the magics that I have, and I'm going to try and free him.
Okay, let's see what happens.
So where are you doing this?
Let's go. Oh, people are going to definitely. Oh wait, are we back in?
You're in Amanda's parents' house.
Oh,
her parents aren't there, but
and it's just the maid. So like, okay, we'll go.
Maid and the cook are there. They're the only 2 people who are in the house.
Okay, do you know what? Why don't we go into a bedroom and I will put him on the bed and one moment, and Sylvia's going to rummage around in her bag and she's going to take out her hip flask of whiskey as well. So he's going to need this, I think, if it works, which it may not. But this is more powerful magics than I have used. So
Look, I believe in you. You've got
okay. No, she's going to start checking the OM discs again, making sure she's got it like fully right in her head. And I'm going to pour.
How much mana?
73 is what I have.
So you're tapping out completely.
Yeah. I don't know. I may not even have enough power, so I'm just going to use everything.
You take the wooden figure. This was a wooden figure that looks kind of like a marionette, but without the strings on the limbs.
I hate marionettes.
In the form of a person, in the form of a man, you know that this was a former lover of the elf Melisande that you had fought, who used an enchanted wand given to her when she was a child by her sister Moraine, because she used to get so upset when her pet animals would die that she gave her the wand that when they were very old and close to death, she could turn them into wooden figurines, never thinking that when her sister got older, she would use it on men.
Turn into a psycho bunny boiler.
She had done this to some man that you had found out from Justine's brother. His name is Piotr. He had been living there in their little cabin in the woods until one day he got sick. It wasn't anything serious, maybe a cough, something that might have been a flu. But when Melisande saw him getting sick, she panicked, thinking that he was going to die, and she used the wand on him, turning him into a wooden figurine. Okay? So you lay this wooden doll gently down on the bed, the carved eyes staring forward and unmoving, and you focus on this new spell that you've recently learned through prayer and meditation and your connection with nature. And then you use every ounce of mana you have, both your own reserves and the additional mana that you have stored in your mana receptacle you recently purchased off your artificer ally, pouring all of this energy into this form. You've never cast this spell before, the remove curse spell, but you feel it hit this. It's almost like you feel it hit this magical barrier as it tries to burst and break through it,
Mm.
undoing the effect of the magics that were cast on Purt. And you see it's so bizarre. You see the wooden form begin to change and shift and slowly begin to elongate out as it changes
Oh my
from
god.
wood to flesh. And like it takes a good like 60 plus seconds. It's a
Come
slow
back to us,
process.
Piotr.
But after about a minute or so, lying on the bed, you see this man. He appears to be tall, like above average height, a muscular, athletic build, quite handsome, sandy brown, curly hair, strong jaw, and he's wearing a simple white linen shirt with a grey woolen waistcoat, dark trousers, and he's got a heavy kind of brown overcoat on him as well, as his eyelids slowly flutter and he looks around
I'm gonna kneel down beside him.
and he speaks in a language you do not understand. Sylvia, and only Sylvia, Gwyn, you wouldn't have a clue what this language is. Sylvia, give me an intellect roll.
Oh no.
As a
Well,
Prussian, you might recognize the language.
Oh, he's speaking Polish. Damn it. Yeah. Alright, that's only a 12.
It's a Slavic language. You recognize it. It's one of
Okay.
the Slavic languages you don't know. At this time in 1872, Poland did not exist as an independent nation. The western half of Poland was under the control of Prussia and then the German Federation that has recently formed since the war. And the eastern half of Prussia was under the control of Russia.
So he was communicating with Melisande and Jan, presumably. So
Yes.
he probably speaks French or Sylvan.
So, looking around again, he's confused, looking around, sees your boat, and then he switches to French.
Piotr,
Perfect.
are you all right?
Wait, you're real?
Yeah. And now you are also real
What?
and free.
I thought you were a dream.
Have you been Avers this whole time?
I was asleep, dreaming, I think.
I didn't know. So I
What?
have been talking to you the whole time just in case.
I thought you were a dream. Where am I? Where is Melisande? Where's Jan? Where am I?
So Jan is back home with his family in Flanders.
What? Melisande let him leave? She was not even.
We encouraged her.
We fought her. And her sister helped us.
You fought? You fought an elf?
We fought her for a while, and then her
Wow.
sister intervened and allowed us to escape. Is what happened.
What are you that you could defeat an elf?
Oh, we did not defeat her. We just escaped with help from her sister.
I'm confused. But what did you carry me out of the forest?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, no disrespect, but how could the two of you carry me? I must weigh 40, 50 kilos more than you.
So when you got sick, do you remember Melisande cast a spell on you? She turned you into a puppet. She turned you into a small wooden carving.
What? I remember we were having an argument. I had a minor cold, and she was panicking.
Yeah. So she transformed you into a wooden carving, and Jan told us about you.
You mean
so
I know she used to she had wooden animal carvings that she would.
So she did the
on.
same thing. She had a wand, and she did this to you, and I took you, and now I have freed you.
Where am I?
You are in Paris.
Paris.
Yeah.
That was where I was planning to go all along.
Oh, well, You are in the family home of a very good friend of ours. But yeah, so we fought Melisande, and her sister intervened and allowed us to escape. So have you been aware of me?
As I thought that I was asleep, I thought that I was dreaming, and I thought that you were my dream. You and others, a young, pretty girl who looks similar to Jan, actually.
Oh, that is his sister.
As a dark-skinned woman and a small, fierce little woman as well.
Mina. Aminata is this is Aminata's family home.
I see.
And Mina is the small woman with the halberd.
I don't think I remember a halberd, but how? So you're Prussian, yes?
Yeah.
And when you confirm that, you see he stiffens up a bit.
Mm.
You would know the Poles and the Prussians in 1872 did not get on. When Bonaparte swept across Europe, he promised Poland its freedom and its independence, and then when he was defeated, Prussia annexed the western half of it again. There'd been an attempt about 20 years ago, I think it was, at another independence. There's been a few every 15, 20 years for the last 30, 40 years. There'd be an attempted uprising, and it's always been put down. So yeah, Prussian. As a Pole, he's not going to. He's not feeling very friendly.
Yeah, I am sorry for how much disorientating this must be. Where do you come from? Perhaps we could help you get home. Although if you were hoping to go to Paris,
I was hoping to get to Paris because there are Polish living in Paris who would have similar opinions to myself.
Okay.
Do
you have an address for them?
I have ways of finding them, and you can tell he's being kind of cagey now.
Yeah,
because filthy Prussian. You did just save him from this horrible magical existence that he didn't even realize he was having. But we see, as I said, he didn't it would seem that he was in a weird semi-consciousness whereby he appears to have been actually aware of everything that was going on around him while he was in this form, but he was perceiving it. He was perceiving it as a dream.
I'm just glad. I am so glad. I'm so glad that I have been talking to him and I've been nice to him this entire time.
Yeah, so as horrifying as it might seem that he was trapped in this form, he was aware of his surroundings, but he wasn't.
Oh, that's nearly worse.
But as I said, he was perceiving everything as a dream. He wasn't actually aware that he was in this transformed, this transformed form. So
well, I am very glad that you weren't suffering while you were in the wooden form.
I thank you so much for freeing me. I do not know how I could ever repay you.
Oh, don't even think about that. I wanted to free you. It's not a problem.
If I may be so bold as to ask, would it be possible to have something to eat? I feel like I haven't eaten in over 6 months.
Of course, I will.
It might have been 6 months. I don't know. You have been traveling with us for some weeks, but I don't know how long before. Yeah, we will go and arrange some food for you. In the meantime, she's going to hand him the hip flask.
And he takes a sip. He's like, maybe after I've had some food.
Yeah, okay. I just thought I thought that the news that I was going to be giving you might be hard, so
Oh.
I thought it might soften things.
Thank you.
I
Right.
didn't do it to, hope for a favor or for anything. Don't worry.
So you guys go down, you get him some food. After he has
Mhm.
some food, he's kind of relaxing a bit more, realizing that this Prussian woman's not going to report him to the authorities in Berlin.
For what? Like, he hasn't fucking done anything.
Well, if you could put two and two together enough to think, well, a Pole traveling all the way to Paris, he's probably involved in some sort of political activism. He's probably part of the Polish independence movement, and the government in Berlin does not look favorably upon people like that.
Listen, Sylvia has figured that out.
Yeah.
She is like, you go, you do whatever you fucking want. I love that for you. Fucking rock on.
Sylvia's
Take down those
Sylvia's like,
bastards.
let's take down the man. Fuck him,
Like, she wasn't like that, but then she was in the army and her life got completely ruined, so she doesn't care anymore.
So he has a meal with you all, and he's feeling up and says, listen, thank you so much. I don't know what I could ever do to repay you. If you ever find yourself near Warsaw, my name is Piotr Wojcik, and people know me in that city. Tell them you are a friend of mine and you have helped me, and I owe you a favor, and you will be looked after.
Oh, thank you very much. Well, I wish you lots and lots of luck in whatever it is you're doing. Sylvia's going to give him a look with it, like, I know what you're doing, and you fucking go and do it.
Okay. He does eventually go and leave. Heads off to get
awesome.
Meet up with whatever mysterious political friends.
No mana left.
Yes.
But it was worth it.
Yeah, you are now completely tapped out. So yeah.
Sylvia's kind of tired, but she's pretty fucking happy that spell worked, and a little bit smug.
That's amazing. You freed him.
Well, I didn't want to keep carrying him around, to be honest. The eyes were very...
I mean, he was...
They followed me around the room,
disturbing.
And I didn't know if he was there or not, so I was talking to him the whole time. I have found out now that he was. Although he thinks that I was some sort of a dream.
Well, isn't it good that at least he wasn't acutely aware of time passing? It's better that it seemed like a dream than everything.
Oh, I hope the spell works on the wall now. How are you after everything? Are you okay?
I'm fine, honestly.
You were blinded and burned.
Most of the battle blind, so I couldn't really contribute. Unfortunately.
Burned by all the fire and...
Not badly. I definitely wasn't the worst off.
Now, dropped to 0.
So Gwyn's clothing was destroyed, Pretty much all of you got out of that fight. All of the secret ninja clothing that you'd bought, the trousers and all, that was all destroyed. You just had to just throw it all away. It was with all of the fire being chucked everywhere, none of your clothing was okay. But thankfully you had bought clothes to specifically wear. So you hadn't damaged any of your own wares. So but anywho,
Well, that's one milestone completed, changing Piotr back.
Yeah, now all we have to do is cure Dubois and...
Kill Dubois.
Or kill him, whichever.
Oh, did you say cure him? I may have said kill him. It sounds so similar.
Cure.
Look, yes, that's what we're going to do. Of course.
We try to cure him. If that doesn't work, we put the rabbit dog down, This is what you do.
Yeah.
I'm not happy about it.
I mean, I'm not sad about it.
The village needs him, and he is good at what he does. I don't like him. He reminds me of my younger brother, and
I'm so glad I never had one.
Every time that he talks, I just hear Otto, and I want to hit him every time. The difference between him and Otto, he is skilled. He is skilled and competent. My brother is not.
Well,
so
there are degrees. Skilled and competent, I don't know. There's a lot to be said for just brute forcing your way through life. I think that's
but he has much of that as well. He did punch a direwolf in the face.
Yeah, not so much skill, but a lot of brute force, which is why he will be incredibly dangerous if he changes.
Exactly, and if this spell does not work, we need to kill him.
Yeah, we need Amanata's silver bullets, her expertise.
I told the mayor, remember, so he ordered silver bullets for the gendarmerie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how effective they will be, but
I don't think they're as skilled as Amanata, but if it may take more than
they are rural police. They don't do target practice regularly. Yeah. They don't,
No,
I'm not saying that I'm better. Well, maybe I could be better, but I'm not amazing with a rifle either.
You're okay. You're about on par with these local gendarmes.
Yeah, but Sylvia is comparing herself to like her friends.
Yeah, she's comparing herself to people who are marksmen in the army. Yeah, exactly.
I had a friend in the army, and her rifle got hexed more times than I could count. I never saw her miss. Not even once. She hit a giant in the head that was going to eat me, like it was nothing, So when I think of people with rifles, I think of her, I think of my brother, I think of, Jörg, Ulrich, any of my friends in the army who, we all used rifles. And, I was okay, but actually maybe I would be better. I probably am better since the gendarmes, but anyway.
Either way, we'll get the job done.
The point is, we need to go to Cherville, because if we don't, there would be a werewolf problem in Cherville and a lot of dead.
We promised we'd deal with it, so we will.
Yeah.
So, is there anything that, like, Sylvia, you literally have nothing you could do now for us today. You were tapped out. Gwen, was there anything you were planning on doing for the day? Or are you just chilling?
How's Sylvia looking health-wise?
Oh, she's still, she's on about 75%.
She's pretty banged up, but she's fine.
On a scale of 1 to 86, she's about a 68, I think.
Okay. Well, I suppose if we just chill for the day, one more long night's rest will be okay.
Yeah. So if you wanted to cast Healing Tether, you totally could, and you, of course, get your mana back the next day.
Yeah. I'll do some Healing Tether. How's everyone else looking? Is anyone
nobody is fully healed.
Okay.
Actually, Amanada is probably the closest to fully healed, because being invisible, she was able to avoid a lot of the attacks.
True.
She made the Dex check.
And even with the Firestorm, she managed to dodge it in half her damage. So she was on, at the end of that fight, she was on about 45 grit still.
Yeah. Justine, how's she looking?
Well, Justine was on 1, remember?
Okay, so she's still looking rough as well.
She is still looking pretty rough too, because she doesn't recover as quickly as you or Sylvia does, because she only has a fortitude of 1 and a resolve and willpower of 2. So after a long night's rest, she would get back slightly less. She'd get back 18 grit, so slightly less than you would.
Okay. Okay, well, okay, I will heal Sylvia with my Healing Tether for 3 d4s.
Oh,
That is a 3, a 3, and a 2. Plus my magic is now 5. So that's 13. Lucky 13 points restored. And I'm going to do the same for Justine. So 3. That is a 3, a 1, and a 3. So 7 and 5. 12.
Cool. Okay, right. So, yeah, you've done
thank you,
that.
Gwen.
No problem.
No, you didn't have to do that, but thank you.
Well, it's important that we're all healed and healthy for Cherville.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're going to find when we go back there.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows what fresh hell has come to the town while we've been gone.
But we still have time.
We'll see. So Gwen doesn't need to get anything particularly, just the bracelet.
Yeah, so we'd be doing that on the Friday and then getting on the train, I assume, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. As soon as they're ready, straight to the train, I think, and head back to Cherville and see what awaits.
Oh God, I can't. Anyway.
Okay, right. So, the next day, you get up, you head to Madame Gautier's to collect the armored bracelets. Yes.
Yes.
So you get there. You're there at like 9 o'clock, basically when the store opens. As you go in, you can see, she's there, and she's talking to an assistant. This is an assistant you have not seen before. She looks very different to any of the other sisters you've seen. She has dark skin, not like Aminata, but more like somebody who's like maybe from Italy or Greece or the southern part of Spain. And she's wearing what looks kind of like maybe a veil or something, like just around her head. Not like, so it's weird. It's not like the veils that elderly women would wear, but it's also not a million miles off that either. Looks made of like a very nice fine silk. And as they're talking, Madame Goody is just, yeah, so just in the back it goes, and she just disappears off into the back somewhere. Okay, she turns to you all and says, "Ah, my dears, it is so wonderful to see you." And she goes up to greet you all, and Gwen, she gives you the kiss on the cheeks 3 times. And like squeezes your hand. Is like, so, I assume you're here to pick up your bracelets.
My dear, we are, of course. It's so good to see you.
It's so good to see you too. Well, here we go.
Do show. I'm very excited.
She goes over to the counter and she pulls out a little tray, and there's a cloth on it, and she pulls it back, and I think was it 3 bracelets that had been ordered. There was Gwen, Sylvia, and
Mina?
I think it was Mina.
Maybe, I'm not sure.
Oh wait, I think Justine had ordered one as well. So we'll just say there is a number, I can't remember, and we don't have other players to ask. I think Justine had ordered one too. So the bracelets are there. They look like a leather bracelet, but it's when you look more closely at them, you see that the skin, it's not leather, it looks more coarse, almost reptilian. It looks to be like faint, like almost like scaling on it, okay? A kind of a brownish, greenish color, very, very simple, with a simple silver kind of clasp to tie it closed with. And she goes, well, here you go. They're very simple, but they will certainly help protect you all. So you can all now add a bracelet of armor to your character sheets. So these are a rare item. So that's 2 power points. Made from a natural strips of animal skin. When you show them to Aminata, she says, "Is this crocodile?" And Madame says, "Yes, that's exactly what it is. Yes, it's crocodile." Unfortunately, most European animals' skins aren't quite the right properties to hold this kind of enchantment, but certain animals, such as the crocodile, does the job excellently. And when you are wearing the bracelet of armor, it gives you a magical armor equivalent of 5/3.
Nice. Would that
That's
stack?
stack on the brig.
No, it does not stack.
I was just going to ask the same thing. Would that stack with my amulet of defense, which gives me a 2?
Yes.
Nice.
But it doesn't stack with the brig.
No, because the brig is mundane armor. This is like better than. So no, it does not stack with the brig. But it does stack with because yours is a magical armor that you have, Gwyn. So yours does stack. Okay.
Okay, so I'm just gonna change my armor thing to 5/3 then.
So it was 3/0. It's now 5/3. That's a nice jump. Okay. So, and don't forget, so that 3, that lower 3 value is protection from firearms and spells. Okay.
So 5/5.
Yeah, because your armor just defends against magic and spells and stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's 5/5.
Nice.
Super. Okay. Right. So, you have a quick chat with her, but you are conscious of the fact that you do have a train to catch.
Yes.
We don't need to buy anything else while we're here, do we? Are we okay for bullets? And do you think
she wouldn't have that kind of stuff? She's an artificer, so if you wanted things like bullets, they'd need to be going to like a gun shop.
Okay.
So, anywho, so you say thank you to her very much, and as you're about to go, she says, "Oh, Gwyn, I have a little something extra special for you. Maybe open it on the train." And she hands you this a small little cardboard box. It's quite prettily decorated, with a little bow closing it up. It says, "You can open it later, my dear."
Oh, you're so good. Thank you. I will. I'll open it and think of you.
Right. So,
Sylvia's going to via the lesser telepathy counter to him. I have a feeling that's the idea.
So anyway,
I bet I know what this is.
You guys head to from the shop straight to the train station, okay? So you jump on the train. Now we're going to do another bit of a time skip because it's like to get. So it is. So from Paris to Dijon, as we said before, like it's a fair bit of a trek. It's 260 kilometers.
Yeah.
Okay.
You told us at the start.
And trains in this period, top speed was only about 35-40 kilometers an hour. So this is like it's 6.5, nearly 7 hours just to get to Dijon.
Yeah, okay. No, I remember from
So and then you'll be getting the morning train from Dijon to Lyon. Okay. Lyon
so
is
you're getting a coach?
And then a coach from Lyon to Cherville.
Okay, cool.
So it's basically a 3-day trip. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I was sure it was the last time. That's fine.
Yeah. So we're going to do a bit of a time skip, because we're not RPing 3 days of train journeys, okay?
Yeah.
Because you don't.
Please let's not.
we do not need that. So you travel to Cherville. It costs you in total, we'll say, between train tickets, coach the coach ticket, and accommodation in Dijon and Lyon, and food and dinners and all the rest of that stuff. We'll say maybe 8 gold each. Okay.
Yep. That's fair.
Okay. Most of that is obviously like it's 6.5 gold just for the train tickets from Paris to Lyon. Okay. And then the coach is like, I can't remember, it was like another gold or something, and then food and that for it. So we'll say 8 gold each. Okay. But you do eventually arrive on
Ooh, I'm gonna open my present on the train.
So you open your present on the train. Now, do you do it in front of the others, or
Hell no, I'm gonna do it discreetly. I don't know what you put in that box.
okay?
I know what's in the box.
Really?
Think I do.
Go on, guess. We'll see.
So
I reckon it's a goblin one. I'm just saying.
no, because it was only a small little box.
Oh, okay, cool.
No,
Well,
it wasn't
I
long.
figured they weren't
Okay.
big. That's okay.
So anyway, you open up the box, okay, and there's a small little piece of paper folded up on it, and opening it up, there's a beautifully handwritten little note, something that I hope when you look at, you will remember me as fondly as I remember you and our time together. Your dearest Josephine, okay? And there's like a little like crappy like tissue paper over it, okay? And then
Okay.
lifting that off, what you see is a beautiful piece of jewelry, okay? It appears to be it's a brooch, okay? A golden brooch, and it looks to be in the shape of like a flattened rose, all right? And there's a little
Wow.
bit of a stem with little like rose thorns coming off of it, and the rose thorns appear to be shards of some sort of a semi-precious stone. You think maybe garnet. This looks
Ooh.
really expensive,
Wow.
like really, really expensive.
Okay. Yeah, Gwen, I would be just so taken aback by just the expense of it.
Solid gold with garnet.
Dang. Gwen's kind of like, I don't know what to do with this. Do I wear it? What if I lose it? Oh my god. Yeah, absolutely speechless. Justina's on the train with us, right? She
Yes,
can
of
go
course.
in.
Yeah. No, it's the four of you. Yourself, Sylvia, Amanada, and Justine.
Oh,
So-
sorry. Just before that, could we get Justine to just do detect magic on that fucking liquid that was in the pipe?
Oh yes, but no, we'll go back
God's
to
sake,
we're going to do
Yeah,
this.
sit
We're
with
going to
that
do this
one.
first. Okay, we're
Sure,
going to finish
sure.
this scene. So
Well,
go
that's
in.
what I was gonna take Justine aside
Uh-huh.
and ask her to cast detect magic on the brooch. Not that I don't trust
Okay,
Madame
so-
Josephine.
So
I'm just curious. what's in it, and
well,
what's
first of
in
all,
it.
when she sees like, oh my god, that's fabulous. That
I
is
know, right? God,
that is incredible.
I've never even really seen anything like this. It's apart from on really fancy
mean,
ladies.
I mean, one time, my family, we were in Antwerp for a few days, and my mother and I went to some of the like Antwerp is famous for its jewelers, like across Europe, it's famous, world famous, and this rivals what we would have seen there. This is incredible.
I know. I don't know even what to say or do or how to even thank her for this. It's the most expensive thing I've ever held in my hands, I think.
Me too. Okay, and so she just very quickly waves her hands, cast. No, it is completely mundane. There is no magical aura off of this. If this is enchanted, she is using extremely powerful magics to conceal the enchantment. And I can't help you there, really, but I'm going to assume that there is no enchantment on this.
Okay.
It's just a breathtakingly beautiful brooch.
Wow. Okay, so Gwen is gonna try and compose herself a bit for the shock of seeing something so expensive, and quickly pen a little letter to Josephine. Right, very limited now with the letters. How embarrassing to have to send like 2. Such a baby witch. She's gonna have to send 2. I'll say, okay, my dear, I opened the box, which is 6. I'm gonna send a second message.
Okay, let me just. So your magic is now at 5. Let's not forget that.
Oh, that's true.
So it's Moonlit.
12.
Moonlit script. Caster's level. Oh, sorry. It's your resolve, intellect, or charm. So sorry. Your level has gone up by 1, so it's 10 words that you can use.
That's not so bad. Okay, I'll say, my dear, I opened the box. I am speechless.
Yeah, that's 8.
That's it.
Okay, right, super. Right, and she replies back in a moment. I'm glad you like it. A precious rose from my precious Cornish rose.
Oh my gosh. So I will reply and say, I'll wear it and think of you.
And there's no reply to that. Okay. So, Sylvia, you
Except
go.
Gwen does not wear it. She quickly puts it into her goblin
buries it
purse.
into her goblin purse where it's safe. Yes, of course. Yeah. Sylvia, you ask Justine if she could check on the enchanted, or not the. Yeah. Well, you assume it was enchanted. The oil, the bottle of oil that was found in the.
My money's on Oil of True Sight,
Mhm.
by the way.
So
what is it? Is it Oil of True Sight?
Or a true shot for Aminata, maybe?
See, there are bullets for that. There's the oil of, not making your gun blow up in your face.
Well, that's it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, true.
Which is nice. But see, the ogre didn't have any guns, so why would she have that?
Ooh, exciting.
Well, she cast her spell. She cast detect magic on it. Just give me one moment, please. I need to. And it is actually, it is a bottle of oil of true shot. So
Oil of True Shot's a thing. Okay.
It is. What do you mean it's a thing? Of course, it's a thing. You had it in campaign 1.
Yeah, Sylvie, Bron had it.
I thought that was the gun of the oil of gun not blowing up in your face.
Yeah, it's called oil of true shot.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so an enchanted oil designed by artificers to use it when you're maintaining your firearms. When an application is made to a firearm for the next 5 days, the gun will not misfire regardless of dice rolls, and the oil comes in small bottles with 20 doses. So
the ogre didn't have any guns, though, did she?
No, she did not.
It's so weird, but all right.
Well, you don't
getting a new
know.
present.
She maybe picked it up when she ate someone else. You don't know. You
Yeah.
give this to Aminata, who is, of course, very happy with this, and immediately goes to take out her guns and disassemble and oil them up and reassemble them. Okay? So, anyway. You get to Dijon, you spend the night there. The next day you go to Lyon, you spend an evening there. The next evening you jump on a coach and you get to Cheville. You get there late enough in the evening, around maybe 6:30.
Okay.
You, of course, recognize the place. You know it well. You stay there for a extended period of time.
How's it looking? Does everything look intact and peaceful?
Everything looks pretty much the way it looked before.
Okay.
Neil, before we go in, can I cast Druidcraft? I want to make some flowers.
Sure, you can cast. So when you get off the coach, you cast Druidcraft. You make some flowers.
I want to make a bouquet for the inn owner's wife.
Marie Aubert.
Yes.
Okay.
Could not remember.
So, well, you head up to La Petite Auberge, a place that you stayed in for quite some time. And when you walk in the door, yeah, Sylvia?
So I just want to make just jasmine.
Yep, cool. Super. A bouquet of jasmine flowers. And you go in. It's about 6:30, so people are in there having
yellow
dinner.
jasmine for grace and elegance. If anybody's curious.
People are there having the evening meals, having some beers. As you walk in, there's a moment's quiet as everybody turns and looks at who's come in, but you're instantly recognized. A few people saying hello to you. Madame Aubert, Marie, she says, "Oh, bonjour! It's so wonderful to see you back."
Sylvia's going to give her the flowers.
Oh, mon cher, thank you so much. You're such a sweetheart. She goes up and she gives her a hug and like kiss on each cheek. Just
Yeah.
let's sit down. We'll get you some dinner. Okay.
Oh, thank
We'll
you
get.
so
We'll,
Good
much,
to be back.
Marie.
Jean, the girls are back. We should get the rooms ready. He goes, what? Oh, hello, ladies. And he says, I'll get the rooms ready, my dear.
Thank you.
And he's going to sit down, get some food. The inn pretty busy, and you do hear some boisterous noises. And over in one corner, center stage, drawing all the attention as he loves to do, you see famed legendary hunter Philippe Dubois looking
Does he
around.
look any hairier than usual?
Not really. He does. If
Okay.
he does look like he could possibly be maybe a couple of kilos bigger and stronger though.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
And as he
We
moves
have 8
around,
days.
as he's moving and dancing around, he appears to be moving so with an even more lithe gracefulness than he had before. Not that he was flat on his feet, but anywho, um, your target there, but in a crowded inn. Getting back to Cherville, planning your next actions. I think
Today's Monday, correct?
today is Monday evening. There is
Yeah. It's the 17th.
there is seven days, 8 nights left until the next full moon, when Philippe Dubois will possibly undergo a change. If he did catch the curse of lycanthropy when you fought the Loup-Garou, but right now, this is a perfect place to pause in our story as our heroes plan what to do next. So, folks, we'll be back to you in just 2 minutes. We're going to take a very quick break, so don't go away. And
Yay!
we shall see you all very soon.
Oh, man.
Just threaten him with belly rubs and tennis balls.
Treat Joe.
Hello, folks. We are back. Thank you for joining us here for Feyard, our indie TTRPG set in an alternate 19th century Earth where all the creatures from folklore and fairy tale are real, have always been real, and live alongside humanity. When last we left our heroes, they had just arrived back in Cherville, having spent 3 days travelling there from Paris because it's quite a bloody distance and there's no direct train, and the TGV has not been invented yet. So, just arrived back in the town of Cherville, back in La Petite Auberge, the inn that they'd stayed at for, about a month and a half previously. Planning on coming back so that Sylvia can use her newly acquired spell to cure a local, the wonderful Philippe Dubois, everybody's favourite hunter, who may or may not have been cursed with lycanthropy after he, alongside the party, fought a loup-garou. They find him in the inn, mixed up, carousing with all the locals because he is genuinely loved by everybody. You know, the women want him, the men want to be him kind of guy. So yes, you are sitting there enjoying some food, and he is carousing. What's the plan? Do you even have a plan? Are you going to do anything now, or do you just chill for the evening?
We should probably observe. I mean, he looks heavier. He seems more agile. I think it's completely plausible that he is going to transform.
Oh, yeah, well, I saw him, well, Mina saw him the day after, and he was very ill. Do you remember? The wound was infected. She talked about black veins that were coming from the wound, and the next day he was completely fine. I can tell you, I have seen infection. I have seen infected wounds. Nobody recovers that fast. Even someone very strong, it would still take them several days.
Mm-hmm.
So he is almost certainly infected. We don't need to observe that. The only thing is, I don't want to cause a scene here. I am worried that he might... What is this strange noise? I don't want to cause a scene here if he becomes enraged, and then, Mr. Castilian talked about how emotions are closer to the surface. I would be worried about him losing his temper and then a villager getting hurt. I think we need to go to his house when other people are not around. Also, if I say that I'm going to heal him, everybody is going to go, oh no, he is fine, he does not need your help. You are just saying that because you want to get him alone. I would rather drive a red hot poker up my nose, frankly. So,
yeah, me too.
Yeah. So I
agree. Not here, not where anyone else might get hurt.
Exactly, and also
perhaps his home, or perhaps we draw him out somewhere.
I think we should just go to his house. I don't know.
He will be advantage there if he runs.
If we tell him that he is, in fact, he may have lycanthropy, he may not want us to cure him because he feels well, and he will not believe us if I say, well, if we do not, you will turn into a monster and murder people and spread the curse.
He's probably enjoying his newfound agility and
exactly. So we need to somehow, I don't know, we may need Mina to hold him down so I can do it.
We could poison him, incapacitate him for a while.
Yeah, incapacitate as opposed to poison. But not to kill him unless we need.
He's a big guy. Dose or two would just slow him down. Do I have your permission?
Sylvia is really uneasy about this because she doesn't know much about poisons.
Yeah.
And she'd be taking Gwen's word for it. Is the problem. She'd be looking at the plants and being like, yeah, that's definitely fucking poison. But she wouldn't know anything about doses, do you know, that kind of way? So she'd just be like, I am taking your word for it that this isn't going to kill this guy. That both of us fucking hate. Like
Your
Sylvia, so
What is-
my herbalism is pretty good. It's like 2 or 3, but the
Yeah.
thing is, her area of knowledge is healing plants.
yeah, fair.
you have a herbalism of 3, but we will, as you said, you focused your herbal lore on healing and medicinal plants, whereas Gwyn
And botany.
has
Like
focused
Sylvia-
Gwyn's
Sylvia
herbal
knows her
focus.
flowers really well. She can
Yeah.
identify flowers.
You've studied
Or-
Victorian flower language. Gwyn's herbalistic focuses are quite different and less medicinal.
Oh, they're medicinal, all right. So they'll fucking fix a
In their own
problem.
way.
They'll fix a problem.
They can.
Yes. Well,
Can do.
Coming at it from a different angle, and okay.
No, in
So-
different quantities, they do different things.
Yeah, I mean, isn't it foxglove can be good heart medicine, but it can also kill you if you like.
yes, the
Yeah.
active ingredient digitalis is used in modern heart medications, but if you have too much of the plant, it can induce a heart attack.
But thankfully, Atropa belladonna is the cure for a foxglove-induced heart attack. So you see, they all work together,
Mhm.
symbiotic relationships.
Yay! We're learning. I love that you and I have done actual research about this.
Yeah. Nerds. So all I'm saying is, big guy like that could definitely take a dose or two just to slow him down. That's all I'm saying. I don't know what effect it would have on a lycanthrope. Possibly none.
Yeah.
Don't know, but it's a
I maybe
theory.
we should talk to him. I don't know. I know Mr. Castilian doesn't come into the village much. He wouldn't necessarily know anything if we were to go to him. I think we should go to his house tomorrow and perhaps talk to him and see what we can learn. And take
I don't know about talking to
interacts.
someone like him. I don't think he'll listen, and I don't think he'll see it as a problem. He will probably tell us he feels fine.
Oh,
I
I'm
mean,
sure
we can
that's-
try, but I just think that if he's feeling really good now, he might not want to relinquish this. He may not fully grasp what's going to happen when the moon becomes full. He might think he can control it.
I understand. He probably believes that he can control it.
Mm.
And werewolves who are not born, werewolves who are made, do not have the control.
Yeah. And he may put 2 and 2 together and realize that we might stop him, which means we lose the element of surprise.
So what do you think? We should put something in his food, or
I'm not sure. Perhaps the day before or the day of the full moon.
no? I do not want to leave it till the full moon. As it is, we have 7 days and 8 nights.
But if we are going to kill him, we do need to be sure.
I don't want to kill him unless we have to. I would like to try to cure him first.
Unless we go in and not tell him exactly what we're doing, we could offer some sort of other form of magical aid.
Only if you frozen.
I'm using. He doesn't need to know that that's what we're.
You've frozen. Neil, is she frozen for you? Are you
Yeah.
back now? Okay, sorry, I missed all of that because you
Oops.
were frozen.
I was just saying we could perhaps go in and not exactly tell him what we're doing.
I could tell him that, as he has seen me cast spells to make Rena strike more true with her axe.
Exactly.
I
We
could
let him
say
believe that we're going to do.
something like that. But I have learned a more powerful version of it.
I like it. I think a man like him won't turn that down. And then if the spell doesn't work, we haven't lost the element of surprise if we need to put him down.
Now, it's the next question. If I'm going to cast this spell, I don't know, should I use all of my power or Although if I use all of my power, it should work. I mean, it cured Piotr, and that spell was cast by an elf. So
Perhaps. I mean, we can do it in the evening, and then after you sleep, your magic should regenerate.
yeah, okay, all right. I think we will do that. We will do that.
Perhaps tomorrow evening. I
Yeah.
would like to go out to the woods and do some foraging, just in case.
Do you want some company, or now you want to do it? Or
Oh no, tomorrow.
okay.
Tomorrow.
I might speak with Marie about Marie's actually. So Marie is a hotel owner about running more workshops for the women to help them to make more of the amulets to ward off the Fae, and if I am doing that, I should also get Marie blanking on the second name.
They haven't asked her his daughter.
Yeah, I know who it is. I'm just blanking on the name. Anyway,
it's
so
their surname was Toussaint.
Toussaint, that was it.
I think that's a great idea.
So, okay, why are you looking at me like that? Okay.
Good.
About the workshop.
Of course. It's a great idea.
Why are you looking at me like that?
You got this. It's a great idea. And Gwen's just going to go up to the bar. Run away.
I've run these workshops before. I know I can do it. There's nothing to get. What are you talking about? Fuck's sake, Gwen. The grieving widow does not want a girlfriend.
Gwen's just, that's not going to stop her from trying. She's going to try and push you into her if she has to.
Oh, so funny. Okay. Right, so
I suppose Gwen's just going to continue, I suppose, spend the evening observing Dubois, trying to get the measure of his abilities at the moment.
Has he seen us?
Strength and stuff.
He is quite the narcissist, so no, he has not noticed you because you've been kind of quiet in the corner.
Right.
Okay.
So,
yeah, Gwen's just going to observe from a distance.
Okay, well, give me an awareness roll.
Ooh, okay. 2 seconds. Move on my crap. Alrighty.
And you can add your
Oh my god, that was a nat 1.
Okay, right, well.
Of course it was.
Dubois is in a bar.
Dubois is here.
I mean, look, what I'll say with the nat 1 is that it's hard to know, first of all, you're not really an expert on lycanthropy, so you're not really sure what you're looking for. You're trying to see if a man who you already know is incredibly strong and athletic is maybe more strong and athletic, you know?
Can I make an awareness?
Sure, and you can add your failure roll to this as well.
Hey!
Yay.
I also rolled a nat 1.
Okay, so even with your inspiration die, that's not going to help.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I forgot about my inspiration die. Yeah.
So, anywho, right. Okay. So, do you basically just spend the evening kind of watching him, trying to spot anything weird?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing what he usually does when he is in the inn, showing off feats of strength. Which are, he is incredibly strong guy, massive barrel-chested guy, but still quite quick and lithe and graceful, you know. He's not one of these big bouldering wrecks. Despite his size, he is quite fast and agile. So, it's kind of hard to know. Especially with those terrible rolls. But I mean, at one point, he does. Some guy accidentally bumps into him, and he like turns around really angry and like punches the guy. But
Ugh.
you don't know if that's a sign of aggression because of the a lycanthropy curse or just his horrifically toxic masculinity.
He may actually just be like that anyway. We don't
Yeah,
know.
you
Probably
know,
is.
that's the problem with
Yeah.
this guy, you know?
Mhm.
He is a very toxic, masculine man
Okay.
who fully embraces the patriarchy.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, like the only thing that makes him stand out is his beautiful baritone voice, which you hear numerous
Okay.
times as he breaks into song in the inn.
Well, why don't we'll go over to his Mojo Dojo Casa house tomorrow
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
Yes. So you have a fairly uneventful night. You spend the night back in the rooms that you are familiar with, and next morning you're going to be having breakfast. Sylvia, you wanted to go and talk to Marie Toussaint, yeah?
mm-hmm.
And Gwen, do you want
About
to do anything?
oh,
I'm
sorry,
gonna do
another
some
thing I wanted to
foraging.
do. I wanted to go to the post office and see if there were any letters.
Okay, right. We'll deal with Gwen's things first, okay?
Oh no, goodness sakes.
All right. So, Gwen, what is it you wanted to do?
I'm gonna head off and do some foraging.
Sylvia, did you want to go foraging with
Make
Gwen?
some potions.
Sylvia.
Oh, actually, yeah, because everyone has drank their potions. I won't do any
Mm.
more.
Okay, cool. Super. So you guys are gonna go off into the you guys head off into the forest.
Mhm.
You've been here many, many times before. You know, it's about an hour or so walk out of the town, and you go and do some foraging. So let's have some foraging rolls.
Okay.
Mm,
So this is bushcraft and awareness.
Okay.
not herbalism.
You have the same stat for both,
Okay.
Okay.
I believe.
Fif-
No, it's not. No,
Um,
but no, it's not. It's not herbalism because the foraging is a bushcraft role. Always has been.
so I rolled a 15. I have a 2 and a 1.
So
18.
18. Okay, right. And Sylvia.
Oh, I only rolled a 5.
Okay, well
So
hold
this is
on.
7. I'm gonna roll my inspiration now.
I was gonna say that.
Mhm.
Yeah. So you roll a 5. Would now. So that's actually an 8
So
because it's your plus your awareness.
yeah, okay, so I rolled 5, 8. So that's only a 12 now with my inspiration die.
Okay, right. So you unfortunately are
What's the target number?
well. It's not like it's the better you roll, the more you forage for. With that roll of
I know, but if I'm going to burn grit, how much grit would I need to burn?
the target number for a standard healing tincture is 17.
Okay.
So that would be 10 grit.
Yeah, no, I know. I think I know I won't do it because we're gonna. Yeah, no, not gonna do it.
Now, Gwyn, you rolled an 18 total, wasn't it? With 18 total.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
so you forage enough to make a standard healing tincture.
I was actually hoping to make poison.
So you have enough for you do have enough for poison.
Woo.
Okay.
Is that one vial?
Let me look up my notes on poisons. Where did I put them? I'll get back to you on that, okay?
Okay.
Because I can't remember. Actually, with an 18, you'd have enough to make a poison that would. Let me trying to remember where my notes were on that because it's been ages since we did this.
Yeah, it has. Way back at the start.
Oh yeah, way back at the start. Oh, here we go. 18. So that I found it. Okay, at an 18, a poison, which would make somebody would have somebody basically bedridden for like up to 4 days.
Okay, that's actually pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, lovely. Could be useful. Cool. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So, if you'd rolled a 19 or higher, we get into poisons that can start killing people based on their fortitude.
Ooh, excellent.
Okay. So, anywho, so yeah. So Sylvia, unfortunately, you're not having a lot of luck for whatever reasons. Your forest mojo is just not with you today. You spot Gwyn picking a couple of different plants, very excited with a few different things. At a glance, they don't look like the kind of plants that you were looking for yourself.
While Gwyn is doing that, Sylvia is going to put her hand on the tree, on a tree, and she's going to say, just letting you know that we have returned. Maybe we could meet with you soon. And she's going to keep trying to look.
Okay. So, you do
communicating with the trees. That's all.
So you head back to the town. You get back about noon. Sylvia, you go to the post office. There doesn't appear to be a letter for you there. Okay. Do you want to go talk to Marie?
I do.
Well, Sylvia's doing this. Gwyn, are you going back to the hotel to ask if you can use their kitchen?
Yes.
You go back to the hotel to ask if you can use their kitchen to try and brew some nasty things, okay?
Well, Sylvia's first going to talk to Marie about using the hotel to run more workshops.
Okay, so you go to the town market and you head over to the haberdashery's kind of stall space.
No, before that, she wants to talk to Marie about using the hotel to run more workshops.
Okay, sorry, there's two Maries in the game. You didn't specify
I know.
which. So, and both Maries are involved with the workshops. So, so yeah, fine. You go back to the hotel. She says, "Yeah, of course you can do it. Why are you even asking me?"
Because I didn't want to do it without talking.
I'm hardly going to say no. You can't run workshops that are helping the locals protect themselves against the Fae.
Okay.
So, and it's just besides, Gwyn is already in the kitchen making something for some potion or something. So just let me know what day you're planning on doing it, okay?
Yeah, I think I might tomorrow, maybe.
Okay. Fine. Okay.
So then I'm going to go over and talk to Marie about
Good luck with Marie, Sylvia.
Uh-huh.
You should invite her for a drink sometime.
Maybe. I assume she is busy. Why would she want to go to? Well, she might want to meet you for a drink. So yeah, I could ask her. For you?
Oh no, I meant you. I'm taking lady now. Yeah.
Are you? Okay.
So you go back over to. So you go off to go into the village market. You go up to the haberdasher's, okay, and you see Madame Toussaint, Josephine Toussaint, with her daughter Marie. They're working away, and as they see you coming up to them, Marie goes, "Oh, bonjour, Sylvia! It's so good to see you again."
Yeah, we are back. I am hoping to run more workshops to help the women with the charms to ward off the Fae. Would you help me if I was going to do that? I think more people would attend if you was there because You are so so good at it.
I've been running workshops while you've been gone. The mayor asked me to.
Ah, all right then. Okay.
I mean, we can do another one if you want. I think we're a bit low on supplies at the moment, but
Okay.
yeah.
Oh well, if you have been running workshops, I did not know that.
Oh, of course.
How are you getting on with the spell book that Gwyn left with you?
I'm slowly trying to work my way through it. It's quite difficult. It's
I'm
my
sorry that I can't help. It's a different magic to what I do.
yes. Well, I'm not a witch. I'm not a druid. I'm not a sorcerer. So for me, it is yes.
I think if you learn spells from a witch's spell book, that makes you a witch.
Well, I haven't learned any spells from the spell book yet. I'm slowly trying to translate it, but it is still quite difficult. If you read a book, if you were to read a book on the workings of a steam engine that happened to be written in German, would that make you an engineer?
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah. Well, you are getting through it, okay? So are you?
I'm slowly making my way through it.
Well, that's good to hear.
So what has you all back? I thought you had left the town.
Well, we have some. We said that we return to. There are a couple of issues here that have not been resolved. Regarding the Fae. Have there been any? Has there been any activity since we have been gone?
Things have been somewhat quiet for the last few weeks.
Oh, this is good to hear.
Perhaps because we have more people with charms to protect our homes. I don't honestly know.
Have there been any more light displays in the sky of arcane power?
Oh, a few, yes, of course.
So from that, I would believe that perhaps more Fae are being drawn here.
I do not know.
But everybody seems to be safe.
For the moment, there hasn't been any ogres attacking or any children being stolen or any such thing.
Oh, this is very good news. I am glad to hear that. And I'm happy to hear that you have been running workshops. It seems you are quite accomplished with this.
Well, I'm not quite accomplished. You taught me how to do this one thing, and I've been doing it.
Yeah, but this particular magic, it's more akin to a witch's magic. And I think with the help of the spell book, you will learn this magic quite well.
Well, who knows? We'll see.
Well, if you need any help, do let us know.
Thank you. Of course.
Perhaps you could run a workshop tomorrow.
Yeah, well, as I
If
said,
you
I
want.
need to check if we have enough supplies.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll see you then, okay?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
So, Gwyn, give me a herbalism roll.
Okay.
This is intellect.
I rolled a 3.
Not
My
good.
herbalism is 3. And my intellect is a grand total of 2.
So that is a 7. You've made something, you don't know how good it is, you don't know how strong it is.
8.
Yeah, you don't, sorry, yeah, 8. You've made something, you don't know how good it is, you're not quite sure how strong it is.
Mm-hmm.
Only one way to find out.
Yep, only one way to find out. I know who my guinea pig's going to be. That's for sure.
Uh-huh. So what is your plan for what are you guys wanting to do?
Okay, so Gwyn is going to ask Sylvia about the whole poison situation. So if I mix this with wine, in a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
I don't know how strong it will be. I don't think I did my best with this one, but it may just take the edge off Dubois' claws and take him down a peg or 3, and it might just make him easier to fight if the spell doesn't work. Oh, you're mute, Susie.
But do you think we should go to his house with a bottle of wine? And
I can have it in my goblin purse. If the spell doesn't work, then we give him this.
yeah, so I will need to convince him. So
That won't be hard.
what do you mean?
It's not going to be hard for him to be convinced to let a bunch of women into his house.
Oh, into his house, yeah, but I am okay.
I'm sure you can make up a convincing story about why you have to put your hands on him.
Yes, she could, but she would not be able to mask that she is casting a 3rd level spell. It would be very obvious that she is casting a spell. She has restricted. Sylvia has restricted caster to 2nd
Beginners.
level, so that means you can cast 1st level spells without speaking or gesturing, and 2nd level spells without speaking, but 3rd level or higher, it's still very obvious that the spell is being cast.
And I was just double checking, it is touch, it's not ranged, so I'm going to have to grab a hold of him.
Okay.
I mean, you could try and seduce him.
Yeah, that's plan A as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, Sylvia will have to stop herself from fucking dry heaving if he comes near her. It's just like, oh, this is like a competent version of my little brother.
It's definitely plan A. Plan B is we poison him, but
oh god,
put on your finest dress and
Sylvia trying to put the sensual in non-consensual.
Oh Jesus! What kind of stream is this? Okay, so for the occasion, Sylvia is going to wear the lovely blouse that Gwyn got her, which was so nice. So I'm just going to come out of the room. It's like, well,
Perfect. How could he refuse?
Sylvia's kind of looking at him or looking at Gwyn, going like, I'm the least attractive of the party. What the fuck are you talking about? Okay, not that Sylvia's ugly herself, it's just the rest of the party are gorgeous.
So
okay.
Let me get this straight. So we're throwing, this is to the wider party. So we're throwing Sylvia at Dubois, which of course he's gonna take. Of course.
He's not,
because you look great. But our backup
he's not going
plan,
to be interested in me.
I'm sure he will.
No.
Our backup plan is we give him the wine, hope he drinks it. So is our backup plan that we're just going to kill him without waiting to see if he turns into a werewolf? I'd kind of like to know for sure, but if we have to kill him, I'm also okay with that.
If the spell does not work, well, I don't know how I would know if the spell works if he is not a werewolf currently, I
mean, I'm just putting out there's a chance we could kill an innocent man.
Exactly. So some
of us might not be okay with that. So I'm just checking.
I am not okay with that. So I would like to cast a spell if it does not work. If I do not have enough power to remove this curse, then we have to kill him.
Aminata pipes up and she turns around and she says, Gwyn, you've shown the greatest animosity towards this man. And if he is, I'm pretty certain he's like most men that I've met who are like him. They have very fragile egos, and something that hurts their egos a lot is knowing a woman who has zero interest in them. So I personally think if you were to present yourself and be attempting to flatter him, this is no disrespect to yourself, Sylvia. You are a lovely and beautiful young woman, but
I'm not.
But
I think your idea is much better.
I think that Gwyn, you would stroke his interests and would feed his ego far more than perhaps.
I couldn't do it. No amount of pretending. I hate that man. with vitriol.
But think of the greater good.
Can't do it. No,
Greater
I
good.
would actually rather just go in there and poison him. We don't need to talk at all. I
Well,
mean, I'm all for poisoning. Sylvia's the one who has to put her hands on him and cure him.
If you were to
Please don't remind me.
Here's a suggestion. What if we arrived and gave him the wine with the poison in it to try to make him feel unwell? And then if he's feeling unwell, Sylvia can then use that as a pretext to try to magically cure him and then try to cast the spell.
That's a much better idea
No,
than me trying to seduce him.
Not at all
Could you imagine
in curing him?
Could you imagine anything more ridiculous than me trying to seduce that man?
If Sylvia must touch him to cast a spell to remove a curse, and he is feeling unwell because you have poisoned him, then...
Oh, I see the logic. I'm just happy to skip straight to killing him.
But not everybody is.
Yeah.
And the village needs
Sylvia needs to go and put herself in the path of Dubois because there's absolutely no way I'm doing that. I have more self-respect. No offense, Sylvia. You want to cure him. I don't.
Well, what if we still gave him the bottle? Oh, I could...
I'll go with Sylvia.
Oh, okay.
I'll be your wing woman. I'll be your bodyguard.
Okay. We could all go.
And they say that romance is dead.
Way through barred teeth could I pretend to be interested in that man. And I also think he would think something is up, you know.
I do not think he would actually.
He's not intelligent enough to think something is going on.
I was just about to say that he is not smart enough to think.
He's not smart enough.
No, he would genuinely think you had finally overcome your hesitations and see.
You are the man who has made me realize the female form is inferior.
Yes. That it genuinely
perfect. You just go in there, use that line. He's all yours.
Oh, come on!
I really want to see Sylvia do this. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, Sylvia's gonna be throwing up all night.
So, what's
hitting on her brother?
What's the plan? What's the plan here, ladies?
We're gonna go. We're gonna give him the wine. And
okay, cool.
Splatter his ego and.
Now, I think we should give him the wine within the 4-day window. So I think this wine will make him feel pretty unwell for up to 4 days.
I assume we're doing this now, like tonight. Let's do it tonight.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
So we're going to do it tonight.
Yeah.
Okay,
so we're going to go and we're going to do it.
So you guys wait till later in the evening.
Yep.
Head over to Dubois' house. Kind of early enough that he's not likely to have left to gone drinking or anything.
Exactly.
But late enough that it's like, an evening visit, okay?
Speaking of, I would like to get us all a whiskey at the bar first because we're going to need it.
Okay, right.
And I'm going to ask them to make Sylvia's a double.
All right.
Oh my God.
So yeah, you have your shots of whiskey and then you head to Dubois' house.
Or Sylvia's going to turn to Graham. She's like, you fucking owe me.
So,
after this.
You get
Take one for the team.
So as I say, you get...
Sylvia's the worst person to do this.
I believe in you.
Knocking on the door, you hear the heavy footsteps, and a moment later, Dubois was like, he kind of looks at you all confused, and like, what are you all doing at my house? He's like, oh, bonsoir, mademoiselles. It is a pleasure, of course, but not the women I would be expecting to knock on my door at this time in the evening.
Hello.
Yeah, no, Mr. Dubois, we are so happy to see that you are fully recovered from your ordeal, Mr. Lugaro.
Oh, please, I was fine after a day. I'm a hardy man.
I can see that, but when I was in the army, my friend Jörg, he was skewered by the bayonet of a dwarf, and he was normally such a strong man, and we all thought that he was fine, but after that infection did take over his body, and things were quite worrying, but it wasn't immediate. He was fine for a couple of days, and then after, the infection, it was very deep. So I am so glad to see that the village of Cherville still has their legendary hunter. We just wanted to make sure that you were feeling well.
Oh, and when you the praise in the title Legendary Hunter, like he puffs his chest out very
Okay.
proud. Says, "Please, please, please, come in, mademoiselles, please."
Oh, thank you. You're very gracious.
So you heading into
Okay.
his house. You've been in here before. It's like it's nice-ish. It's kind of cozy. There's
Oh.
lots of deer head and antler everywhere. It's not complete mess, but it's not like super tidy. Like there's like dirty socks in a
Yeah.
corner, and there's like a couple of like soiled shirts in another section. And
But it's kind of lived in, and I'm thinking this kind of rusty, dark wood,
Yeah.
kind of lots of
Yeah.
reds and
Exactly, yeah. So on the table, you can see there's his rifle. It looks like he was in the middle of cleaning it or just finished cleaning his rifle. I says, please, please come in. Would you like a drink?
We would love one, thank you.
So he goes, he grabs a bottle of wine, he lays out some
Sylvia's
glasses.
going to say to Gwyn now it might be a good time to give him the wine.
We don't want to drink this particular wine.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So he pours you all out glasses and he sits down. He's like, so where have you all been recently? I haven't seen you in quite some time.
Oh, well, it was very, very dangerous. We went looking for Mina's brother, Gwyn, being the powerful witch that she is, was able to locate him with a spell. We tracked him to the town of Cambrai. Her brother was in such a terrible state. She was so upset. His body was there, but his mind was not, and his arm was missing because, the giants, they like to, eat people. How's he reacting to this?
He's listening.
Oh, he's listening. Okay, cool. So it turns out the hospitals that said that they were helping him were actually trying to make arcane soldiers. So they were using broken men from the war. And
what's an arcane soldier?
Oh, well, they took a broken man whose mind was gone from the war, or somebody who wasn't a desirable person, and grafted arcane metal to their bodies, and it was all very terrible. The sorcerers, if we fought, used a lot of fire.
Right, and you can tell he's kind of stopped listening now, but he's now bored.
But Sylvia, being such powerful druidess, was able to save today. Right, Sylvia?
Oh, very good. And he's drinking his wine and
Well, I was using my magics to heal the party,
We all would have died. 3 of us nearly did. Sylvia brought us back from the dead. It was like
I do have a spell that I can cast, which will bring you back from the brink of death.
Very powerful magic.
I have been studying quite a lot, but I say studying, not studying. It's not quite the same, but I have been learning lots of new magics. I can certainly cast such a spell to fortify you.
Oh, well,
your endeavors.
I don't need to be fortified myself, of course. And he goes to because he poured a glass for all of you, not big glasses, but and he's already finished his, and he goes to pour some more, and he's like, oh, and the bottle's already empty because there's 6 of you, 5 of you there. So one bottle between 5 people, that's straight away gone,
Wait,
and he's
you have any spare? Perhaps we could give him something for his glass.
And this is okay. So in your head, you hear Gwyn say, "This is dangerous because if he offers us."
Well, use have barely touched your wine. Don't this is the thing.
Our glasses are still full.
Yeah, use have barely touched yours. He just guzzled his back quickly.
And he's a greedy narcissist, so he's like.
Yeah.
This is my thinking.
Well, I do actually have this lovely bottle from Paris. It's
Oh,
not from Paris. From Paris. You're such a generous host, and you spent all your wine on us. So here, have this.
so you
Please, all
uncork
for
it.
you.
Pour-
we will nurse these glasses. You
Pour,
enjoy.
pour him a fresh glass from your bottle, okay?
We are not as, fortified and strong as you are. We could not possibly handle so much. So, as a token, I think, why don't you have some of this one?
Okay. Thank you very much. Oh, it's a nice vintage. A lovely bouquet. And he starts having it, and in a minute or two, he's already down that glass, and he's pouring himself another glass. And he's like, "So, how long are you staying here?"
I'm not sure. I think we're going to meet Mina. She's traveling to Sabraza. I think she will be meeting us here.
Oh,
So we're not sure, really.
I see.
A while, possibly. We have unfinished business here.
Oh, very good.
And we are staying in the inn
Oh, of course.
down the road, of course.
And I see him start to he kind of makes a face frowning slightly, and he's like, "Oh,
I only say because Sylvia was just admiring your singing yesterday evening in the inn. We overheard you.
oh, I
Is
mean,
that right, Sylvia?
Yeah,
What a great voice you have.
I have not heard singing like that since my days in the army.
At one point, I thought that I might actually have a life in the theater, but I needed something with a bit more danger in it."
Purpose and dedication.
Yes, that's me. Purposefully dedicated. Yes, that's me.
Yeah, and the routine, of course, and having your companions around you, and obviously that would be following a man such as yourself
Yes.
as a captain.
Yes, of course. And you can see now he's made a face, but and he's beginning to rub his hand on his tummy as if he's feeling slightly unwell.
Are you all right, Mr. Dubois? Perhaps I do know healing magics. I could just quickly.
Honestly, I do not quite know what is wrong with me. I think I'm fine. I think I'll be fine.
Let me just see if I can detect something that is going on. And Sylvia is gonna kind of make a face and look at him. Oh, something is wrong. Sorry, can I just check something? And I'm going to gently put a hand kind of down on his lower back.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to cast Remove Curse.
Okay. How much mana are you spending?
Ren, I'm counting on you to cover me, all of it.
All 70, whatever?
Yep, done it.
Okay, right. You focus your energies on the same spell that you've cast on Pyut. Tapping into your mana receptacle as well, and there's this brilliant bright flash of white light as you channel this intense beam of healing arcane energy, trying to strip away. And as the magic hits his form, you do feel something there. There's definitely something there, and as your magic kind of eats away and erodes at whatever this dark presence was, he cries out, "Oh, what are you doing to me?"
There's something caught. I'm trying to fix it.
As you finish the spell, he kind of he shoves you away from and he kind of stumbles for a second up out of the chair. He's like, "What did you do to me?"
That was something caught. I don't know. It was a dark presence clinging to you.
Must be the source of the pain.
How do you feel now?
I think perhaps you should leave, ladies.
Okay.
Of course.
Well, go if you don't want to see me. Perhaps you should see Madame Choisy, and she could give you a poultice.
I'm fine.
Okay. No, there's something. I'm not sure that I caught all of it. So I think in the morning, if you are not feeling well, do see Madame Choisy.
he's looking very suspiciously at you now. He's like, he doesn't quite trust what you're saying, but
That's
he's not bright enough to know if you're telling the truth or not, but he instinctively does not trust you.
I think that you should see her in the morning, but we will leave.
Yeah, it's kind of like,
Thank you for the wine.
yeah. So
Enjoy
okay,
the rest of the
you
bottle.
get up and you leave. As far as you can tell, Sylvia, you are quite certain that you have removed the lycanthropy curse from Dubois.
Oh,
Right.
amazing. Woo.
Fucking
But
brilliant.
you are now completely tapped out.
That's fine. That's fine. It was worth it.
Yeah,
I didn't know how much it was going to take, so I was just and I figured I was only going to get one chance.
yeah, of course.
For
All
sure.
right.
So if I did it and then it didn't work, I'd have to convince them to let me try again, and
So anyway, you head back to Le Petit Auberge for the evening. You have a nice evening meal. Marie does come in later that evening and she says, she goes to you and says like, bonjour, how are you both doing?
Marie, we missed you. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing okay, thank you. I've been working on the book, Gwyn. It's difficult, you know. It'd be much easier if I had your help with it a bit, just because you understand. As I was explaining to Sylvia earlier, it's like, you know, if you were to read a book in English that was about, I don't know, um, making some sort of complex arcane device. Just because it's in English doesn't mean you can now make that device, you know?
I completely understand. It's a very strange form of magic. And there's a big barrier when you're coming to it for the first time.
No,
So we will sit down together, we'll go through the book. That's absolutely no problem at
that
all.
would be wonderful, because I mean, as much as Sylvia's tried to help us, she says herself, it's not the kind of magic that she practices. Whereas you, as a witch, it is yours a form of magic. So maybe we could spend some time together and we could work on it together some more.
Absolutely. The more women in this town who know magic, the better we all are. So yes, absolutely.
Give me an awareness roll, Gwyn.
That is a grand total of 6.
You're on fire tonight.
I'm on fire.
can I do an awareness
Yeah,
roll?
Sylvia, you can do an awareness roll too, definitely.
Because I think Sylvia knows what's going on here, and
Yes.
that's a 16.
So when Gwyn says that the more women in this town know magic, the better, there's a slight flicker on across Marie's face when she says that you it's very quick, very subtle, very minor, but you do notice it. You, Gwyn, do not. You just noticing.
Sylvia's going to pipe up and say, "Yeah, I think it is very important that you learn this. You seem to have an aptitude for it."
Yeah. Oh, thank you. We do have materials for to do a workshop tomorrow. How long do you think you'll be staying in the town?
I don't know.
I don't think we decided.
We hadn't decided.
Just going to see what happens. See.
Okay. Gwyn, do you send a message to Mina telling her about the success with Dubois?
Yes, I will actually. I'll do that straight away because I know she'll want to know.
Yeah, and of course, because the Moonlit Script spell, like as I said, it's like the distance. It's not like a cantrip. It's like as long as they're not in the Fey realm, you can get that spell to them. Okay,
and I'll tell her we'll wait here for her.
Yeah, and it's only 10 words, but you know you can cast it a couple of times. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, unfortunately, Mina has no way of replying back to you. All right. So, we'll say you spend a couple of days at least in Cherville. You do a workshop, okay? You do a workshop with the women to make some more charms to protect their houses. And Sylvia, on the Wednesday, you do get a letter. Okay, a letter does arrive. Okay, it appears to be from your brother Heinrich.
Oh.
Okay. So we'll pull that out next maybe not next stream. We'll see. We'll get it. We'll share it with our viewers at some point and our listeners at some point. Okay. Um, but so you're there about on the third day, on the Thursday. You're chilling. Gwyn, you're spending some time with Marie. Working on translating and understanding Melisande's Book of Shadows, in which you had her ritual spells or spells of witchcraft in, and you're slowly making your way through it. Because as we said, the problem was that the book was written in Elvish,
Mm-hmm.
and of course you don't speak Elvish, but Marie, who's elven blooded fey touched, she does actually know Elvish. But so far, a couple of spells that she has been able to identify. Um, there's not actually that many. So she's identified a couple of spells. One that she identified that you'd recognize, Arcane Mask. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Conjure Illusions. There appears to be a couple of spells from the Sphere of Chaos, which you don't know any spells from yourself. Okay.
Mhm.
There is there's two witches spells, two ritual spells that she's identified that she has managed to translate. One is the second level ritual spell, Deceiver's Bane, and this is a spell whereby you grasp a piece of Heart's Tongue while muttering some incantations, and then for the duration of the spell, which is a number of rounds equal to your magic score, anybody who you're talking to who's lying, you instantly know if they're lying to you.
Ooh, cool.
Nice.
And then the other spell that she has translated is a third level ritual spell called Dark Mirror. And it's a spell in which you take a mirror made of black glass or obsidian that has been consecrated and made specifically for the purpose of use in this spell for scrying and divination. And basically, you focus on a person or a place that you know or have visited, or if you have an item associated with the person, like a picture, um, or like say a stone from the location, for example. And for the duration of the spell, the person or place that you're focusing on appears in the mirror, and you can see and hear everything in and around the target. And it's like, I think it's a number of minutes equal to your magic score.
Is that like scrying on steroids then?
Well, it's similar to the scrying spell, yes.
Okay, cool.
So yes, all right. So you, as I said, you're there on the Thursday, okay? On the Thursday, like Thursday afternoon, you're sitting around, you're chatting to some people when we'll say you're in the inn having some lunch. When in walks a man, you don't recognize him at all. He's looking around and he goes up to Jean and talking to him for a minute. And Jean actually points at you all at the table.
Ooh.
Okay.
And
Okay.
he goes up to you all and says, and he kind of takes off his cap and he's holding it. He looks to be like early 20s, like looks to be probably a farmer or something. And it says, I'm sorry, mademoiselles, are you the heroes of Cheville?
We may be. Depends who's asking.
Well, I'm asking because I've traveled quite a distance. We're looking for your help. My brother, he's gone missing, and we can't find him. And I was told that there was a group like everybody in the area. Your stories have been traveling quite widely. Of a group of powerful women who are gifted in spells and magic, who have been battling with ogres and fairies and Lucienne and helping the people of Cheville. And I was hoping that maybe you could perhaps help us.
You're sure it's not for some mundane reason that he left?
Um, I am from the town of uh, La Palice, which is it's not too far from here. And it's about maybe a little over halfway between here and Lyon. Okay, um, and there's a big old house just outside town. Um, it's in ruins. It was consumed by a fire many decades ago. People don't go in. It's said to be haunted by the family that lived there. My idiot brother went in, dared by his friends, and they all came running back to their homes, telling them that he'd gone in, that they heard screams, they'd heard noises. And the next morning, some of the men went in. We searched the entire house, and we cannot find him.
Okay. Sylvia is just going to cast the lesser telepathy cantrip. I'm just going to say to Gwen, can you cast that locate person spell? And if you use that, like, I don't know,
Yeah.
like, it'll be a way, like, cast it again. Wasted trip if he's dead, basically, is what she's going to say.
Yeah, I mean, look, I can cast the spell, and if I can't locate him, he's either dead or in a different realm.
Do you have anything belonging to your brother with you now?
Anything important to him, precious to him?
I have this, and he pulls out a small little folding pocket knife. It was
perfect.
He had left it in the house the night that he went out. I've been carrying it around with me, and he hands it to you, Gwen. Because you'd asked him.
Okay, well, I will give it straight back. Is the inn very crowded at the moment?
No, it's like it's afternoon, lunchtime. There's like virtually no one in here.
Okay, perfect. Then I'll take out my little bits. I'll take out the parchment and the iron filings, and I will cast.
Yeah, so you cast your spell, your locate person spell.
Person.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so you take out your parchment, you sprinkle the iron filings on it, you take out your pendulum, you focusing your magic, and you're spinning the pendulum around, casting a spell while focusing on the pocket knife that you have as your focus point. And as you release the magic, you see it's funny, it's weird because the iron filings they start to shift and move around as if they're trying to form a map. Okay, and you see what looks like a like a map of like a town and like a larger section for a house beginning to form. The guy answers. He says, "Oh, that looks like our hometown," and it's kind of pulling you towards the large house on the outside. But then the iron filings start to shift and move, and they just it's kind of like they disappear. It's almost like, imagine if you were playing with iron filings with a magnet and somebody just turned off the magnet, you know? So it's really weird. It's like you were definitely getting some sort of a lock, but then the lock just broke.
Okay, this is
strange. I mean, it's not like you're super experienced at this spell, but you've cast it a couple of times at this stage. You've cast it at least 2 or 3 times at this stage, maybe 4. So you're beginning to get a feel for it, and you were definitely feeling like you were beginning to get a lock from the spell, but but then it broke. So it's very strange.
But the thing is, if he was dead, it wouldn't have worked at all.
If he was dead, the spell would not have worked at all.
There probably is there is perhaps some strange aura.
So
that is possibly blocking me from locating him.
But he is alive because the spell would not have worked otherwise.
When you say that, this guy seems to be relieved. Says, So do you think you could come back with us to my town and maybe help find my brother? We don't have a lot of money, but we could try. We could give you what we can.
We don't do this kind of thing for money, per se.
We don't want your money. Just feed us and give us board and room while we're there.
Well, that we can most certainly do.
Yeah, this is enough.
Okay. All right. So you have a plan, a destination, somewhere that you have been asked to go, somewhere that you've been requested for the help
And
of.
we'll send a message to Mina as well.
Send a message to Mina, telling her. He tells you where he is. Like, so as he said, it's about halfway between Chaville and Lyon, and it is literally it's just over 80 kilometers from where you all are. But to put into context, Cherville to Lyon is like about it's 186, 187, so it's like a little under halfway to Cherville. Or a little under halfway between Cherville and Lyon. So yeah, a couple of hours travel.
Spooky haunted house.
Haunted house dungeon crawl.
Yeah, so with the party having apparently cured legendary hunter Philippe Dubois of his curse of lycanthropy and him not even necessarily being aware of what had happened.
That's enough.
Well, you don't know. Sylvia working with doing some more charms to help the locals protect their homes. Gwyn getting to spend a bit more time with Marie. The lovely blonde daughter of the town haberdasher. And now with the party being asked to help some missing boy that appears to be in a burnt down, possibly haunted house. This is, I think, a perfect place to pause in our story. And thank you all for joining us so much. Remember, if you want to know more about the game, jump onto our itch.io page, fey-earth.ch.io. Where you'll find a whole bunch of stuff, including our new game, Fey Wanderer, which is hopefully going to be releasing tomorrow. And reminder to our viewers, we will be here next week. Same bat channel, but not quite the same bat time. Thursday at 8 o'clock instead of our usual time of Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Well, thank you all for joining us, and we shall see you soon. Bye, all.
Bye.